This smartphone top picks is sponsored by University of Phoenix. I took myself back to school to learn how to make my internet usage safer, to keep my kids safer, and generally keep Techno Buffalo safer. University of Phoenix waived all fees for the course I'm taking, and if you want to learn more, be sure to stay tuned to the end of the video. We are already halfway through 2018, 2019 starting to peek around the corner, and by my math, and took a long time, 832 phones have been released this year. We've reviewed a lot of them. It could be tough to find the best phone. It could be a quagmire, a quandary. You don't know which phone is the best. So I'm gonna break it down for you. We're gonna give our smartphone awards mid-2018, and much like our versus videos, it's not gonna be a cop-out where we give you a runner-up. There's one winner, so get your rage fingers ready for the comments down below. So before we get started, the one disclaimer, these are just phones that we've already reviewed and tested here at Techno Buffalo. We'll do another video towards the end of the year with phones that we haven't taken a look at and phones that haven't come out yet. Things like the Note 9, Pixel 3 XL, 2018 iPhones, and whatever else might come out between now and then. So let's start with screen, and this should come as no surprise to anyone who follows the smartphone world. The best screen that was released in 2018 thus far, Samsung Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus. They are bright, they're beautiful, they're vibrant. The color reproduction is incredible. It's good in direct sunlight. Surprisingly, it's beautiful indoors. I challenge you to find a better quality screen out there. No, seriously, I dare you. You can fight me in the comments. This next category is the best value. What phone out there is gonna give you the biggest bang for your buck? This is a pretty obvious one too. It's a OnePlus 6. And it's especially the $529 variant. You're gonna get 6 gigs of RAM, a Snapdragon 845, you're getting a beautiful screen, you're getting dual cameras, you're getting almost everything that you could want, save for some wireless charging and significant IP protection from water. But this is an incredible value. If you don't know what phone to get and you wanna make sure that your dollar is going the farthest it can go, just go to oneplus.com and pick out a phone. They got one in red now. Next, in this category I know is important to a lot of you, best camera, no surprise here, Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL. In fact, most phone manufacturers have had almost a year to catch up to what Google did. This phone came out at the end of 2017, and still nothing has beat it. It is absolutely incredible. You combine awesome optics and Google's machine learning, you got a recipe for the best camera setup I have ever seen, and it does it all with a single sensor on the back. It's up to you, Samsung and Apple. So this next category is something new to our smartphone awards. It's the most unique phone. There's been a lot of really interesting designs that have come out, especially over the past few weeks. But the first phone that I saw that had a mechanized camera that would pop up, the Vivo Nex taking this cake. And there's certainly been other phones that have had mechanical parts that have popped up, but the Vivo Nex being the first time that I saw it was absolutely incredible. You all take that coupled with an in-screen fingerprinter that actually works, you got a recipe for a really unique phone. It's not perfect though. I'm not sure I can even recommend that you buy it. I wouldn't trust it if it dropped. The UI is a mess. You gotta jump through 30,000 hoops to put your own launcher on it and have it actually stay. When it comes to a unique feature set, Vivo absolutely nailed this one. With so many phones coming out in 2018, the flagships tend to get a lot of the press, but there are a lot of phones that went under the radar. The most underrated phone of 2018 is one we just reviewed, and that is a Moto G6. It used to be if you spent $250 or less on a phone, you got an absolute garbage pile of diarrhea that wasn't gonna perform well, was gonna break and not last. Not true anymore. You're getting an incredible device, and a lot of people see the spec sheet and they go Snapdragon 450, I don't want any part of it. But I did the homework for you. It compares really favorably to 2015's Snapdragon 810 in almost every category except for RAM speed. That was a processor that was in things like the Nexus 6P, phones people are still using. You're getting 3 gigs of RAM, you're getting a really beefy battery, you're getting a phone that you can actually use, and more importantly, one that I can actually recommend without breaking your bank. You can actually buy 4 of these for the cost of an iPhone 10. So I mentioned flagships getting a lot of the press, and certainly there were a lot of flagships that came out, but the best flagship of 2018 thus far is the Samsung Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus. There's a warm spot in my heart for the Note, but I think what Samsung did with the S9 was perfect what they did with the Note 8. The camera sensor is absolutely incredible. Their screens are absolutely beautiful. It checks the boxes of almost every single flagship feature you could want. You've got Samsung Pay, you've got IP68, you've got wireless charging, Snapdragon 845, 6 gigs of RAM. Anything that you could want from a modern phone, Samsung has in there, and they made it customizable. They took a huge step back on TouchWiz or Modern UI and made the features that are in there really usable. I like the UI. If you want to buy the best flagship out there, look no farther than the Samsung Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus. So that was the best flagship. What about my favorite phone? What phone pulls at my heartstrings and maybe makes me irrationally or rationally love it? My favorite phone, the phone that I've carried with me more than any other device thus far in 2018, for me was surprising, is the iPhone 10. I've actually carried this more than any other iPhone in previous years. It is almost always in my pocket as my primary phone or secondary phone. I was reticent when it came to Face ID, and I know I'm alone in the office here, but I really like Face ID. Using it to unlock apps has been awesome. Using it to unlock my phone has been easy. It's worked well. The camera, while maybe not being the best, has been good enough. I love having wireless charging on it. The battery life has been surprisingly good. I really like the iPhone 10, and taking out the whole iPhone versus Android debate, it's made my life the easiest thus far. My family uses iMessage. My parents use iPhones to be able to share photos. It's made things a lot easier, and it's made my life a lot simpler, which is why it is my favorite phone of 2018. There are obviously a lot of smartphones to pick from. You also have a lot of choices when it comes to education, where you're gonna get your learn on. There was a big gap in my knowledge when it came to internet security. I run an online business that's been hacked and taken down. It was something that I wanted to learn. I wasn't necessarily working towards a degree, I just had a gap in my knowledge that I wanted to fill. So for the past 5 weeks, I took a course on internet security and learned how to keep Techno Buffalo safer, and also as my kids get older, try to keep them safer and keep them away from bad folks. A lot of things I didn't know. I was surprised first at how easy the eCampus was to use. When I went to undergraduate school and graduate school, I went to a physical campus. So I wasn't quite sure how that experience was gonna go, but they made it pretty seamless. I was able to take the course on my own time, which was huge. I generally only get like 2 hours with my kids when I come home from work, so I didn't have to give up that time. Once they were asleep, I could allocate 45 to an hour per night. I can go through, do the course materials, able to interact with the instructor pretty easily, and I got answers back to questions in a pretty seamless way. So that was one hurdle I was able to get past pretty easily. And beyond that, when I work with my developer now on implementing new services for Techno Buffalo, updating WordPress, I now speak the language with what he's doing. And I think more importantly, I know the questions to ask as to how we are keeping the website safer. That's been a big thing that I needed to know. So being able to ask the right questions, to be able to understand the answers, I think is gonna help me keep the website safer, keep people that come to the website safer, keep their information safe, and generally just keep the website a safer place to be. I said safer a lot because that was the theme. That's what I really wanted to fill. University of Phoenix helped me do that. So there's a ton of courses. If there's a topic you want to learn, you can learn those topics. If you want to work towards a degree, you can work towards degree, all the way up to even doctoral degrees. For me though, I just wanted to fill in the knowledge that I didn't have. And I do want to thank University of Phoenix for making this a really cool experience. I haven't gone back to school in a long time, and I was a little nervous to give a bunch of time to our 5-week course, but it was fun, it was interesting. Most importantly, I learned something new. If what I've said sounds interesting and you want to know the class that I took, hit the link in the description to learn more. So any of you guys are probably raging in the comments, or maybe some of you guys agree with my choices. Leave in the comments down below and let me know. And if you're going to yell at me, at least tell me what phone you would pick for each category and tell me why I'm wrong. I'd like to hear it. Maybe you could change my mind when we do our best phones at the end of 2018. Whether you love me or hate me now, please give the video a thumbs up. We really appreciate it. Of course, all that stuff that YouTube makes us do because you don't get notifications anymore. Subscribe, hit the bell. We got a lot more videos coming up. We got a brand new series with Robert Roosevelt that just launched called The Lowdown, where we run down the top 3 tech stories. It's gonna be going up every Tuesday and Thursday. Definitely check that out. I'm gonna exhale. I'm John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo.